Another weekend and just more frustrating games for the Chicago Bulls 2 weeks into the NBA season, man. And I know that, 8 games is a small sample size. I know it's, still very early in the season, but I sit back and I look at this team so far and nothing just seems to make any kind of sense with this team. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. Another Chicago Bulls edition on this channel. As always, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. Just a really bad team, man. Just a really bad start. And, I don't know how much more of this that the Bulls can keep up until the fan base starts to say that we need to just gut it down and restart completely. And while I'm not completely there yet, I do understand and I don't disagree with the people that are on board with that yet. Because, you look at this Bulls team on paper, it's like, yeah, this can be a solid team. They score a lot of points and the defense just needs to fix a couple of things up and, all this stuff. And, maybe Billy Donovan is just not the right head coach for a team like this. Guys, from the small handful of games that I've seen that this team play, it's not like the games have been bad, but it's just very poor decisions that the Bulls have been making, and couple that with bad luck. And they lose so many close and winnable games because Billy Donovan's system is just designed to fail. And this is where, I'm not a mathematician in any sense of the word. I am not mathy at all. I'm completely brain dead when it comes to math, all right? But when you take a look at other teams are just outscoring the Bulls way beyond the arc, they're outshooting them, and the Bulls, it's not like the opponents are, putting up flashy numbers with the three-point shooting and the mid-range jumpers. It's that the Bulls are just being grossly outshot. They cannot hit three-pointers. And that's something that they've been screaming to improve all season going into this season. They're missing steals. They're not hitting free throws. And like I said at the beginning, it's just very poor decision making that the Bulls are making. And it goes with Billy Donovan. That's just who he is as a head coach. And I'm there to the point, I'm there saying that he's not the coach going forward. I tried to cut him a little bit of slack because this is the first full season that I'm a Bulls fan, but like I always say, man, teams in every sport always take on the character of their head coach. And Billy Donovan and the Chicago Bulls are just a jumbled, scrambled mess because that's what Billy Donovan is. Rather than attacking the basket, they settle for mid-range jumpers. They just have no mental toughness. Like last week when Zach LaVine put up 51 against the Detroit Pistons, no one else was stepping up. They had only 6 assists in the first half alone, which is beyond pathetic. 16 they ended up with for the night. No shots were being made. Nobody was getting in the paint. Nobody was hitting buckets. The shooting percentage was just really bad. And when one player on your team is scoring half your team's total points, it's just a recipe for disaster. Billy Donovan does not inspire players. He is not using his bench. And he does not give players the right amount of time out on the court. And these past 2 games against the Brooklyn Nets and the Denver Nuggets in particular show that, to where it's like, yeah, I know playing back-to-back nights is incredibly difficult. I understand that. But it's the same thing every single night. The Bulls are out there putting points up, large in part due to one guy, and nobody on the bench is stepping up. Nobody's getting in the paint. They're not aggressive with defending the basket. They're not using their size properly. And everything bad that you can just imagine that's going on with this team just happens. So it's like, at what point do the Bulls just punt the season, gut the core, and be like, we're starting all over again? Because I made a video 2 months ago sitting down here saying that this may be the last chance with this particular core to be competitive. And while I stick up for Zach LaVine, a lot of Bulls fans kill Zach LaVine. I stick up for him. But these turnovers and these fouls and his lack of aggression has to stop. I know he's a good scorer. There have been rumors that teams are interested in Zach LaVine for a trade. I don't know if we'd bite for it, but at this point, it's like, what can we get in return if we were to be in the market for Zach LaVine? And that's just what I'm saying, man. At what point do the Bulls just gut the season, gut the core, punt it, and say, we're starting over? And that goes with getting rid of Billy Donovan. That goes with building around the younger guys that you got, and trying to, and DeMar DeRozan. That's a big decision as well, in my opinion. I know him from past experiences, but if you're looking at a situation to where it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because if you're looking at a situation where this team turns it around for the rest of the season and we somehow make the playoffs, we know that DeMar DeRozan's going to go ghost, because that's just what he does in the playoffs. Never performs well. But it's just a really bad start for the Bulls. Really sloppy play. The defense has just been very disappointing thus far this year. And the offense can only do so much. But that, again, goes with going with using your bench. And either Billy Donovan needs to get out of here, preferably that, or he needs to just completely change his mindset completely, because it's just not working out. Hopefully the former happens with him, but this is squarely on Billy Donovan so far, if you're asking me. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hopefully, it's NFL season. It's midway through the NFL season. Like I always say, it's tough for me to cover 3 sports at once. I don't know when my next Pens video is going to be out. I quite frankly don't know when my next Bulls video is going to be out, but you can bank on at least one of those videos a week. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Mac checking on out for the night. Have a good one, everybody.